Bonjour. It's Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers. This is a French lesson and Spanish lesson, French and Spanish, the Languages and Cultures series. And I've just come back from the holidays, therefore I was looking at my notes and the time went by. It's 11:29. I'm a few minutes late for my presentation, but I'll go a bit further today and leave, whatever comes out of this particular lesson online. Of course, you can access all of this work. And they are designed. Hello, Curtis. Thank you for coming on. I'm sorry that I'm a bit late. However, today is lesson 20 and it's Friday the 29th of July 2022. So therefore I've come back from the holidays and I continue now this journey with French and Spanish. I just want to remind people too that I am teaching French now to beginners at the University of the Third Age on a Wednesday morning, but I've been away for 2 weeks. So apologies to those students who, sort of signed up and at Tom Padula was in Western Australia for the first lesson. And the second one, unfortunately, I came back. Oh no, this is it. This is actually good. I mean, I was on the way here last week. So that's it for French and Spanish. And this is lesson 20. Now, I said that I would do lesson 1 to 20 with practice. Now, my intention is that as of next week, I will actually go into the grammar. It'll be grammar and the phonology as well, and some practice. So in other words, I'll speak more about the structure of the language so that we can proceed. However, I will keep on reading from my place. So, I'll do my best. And of course, I'll do the songs as well. Now, I think that's enough for the moment. I'll cut the introduction down and I'll go straight into, what else have I got here? Yes, coming back from next week will be lesson 21. And lesson 21 will concentrate on the noun, on the article and the adjectives, because I think they go together, those three. And they're still the 9 parts of speech, and I've done it in Italian, and it'll be the same now for French and Spanish. So I'll explain how they sort of work, but of course, la pratica, practice, beats grammar. You have to practice the language, but the grammar, without the grammar, you cannot improve what you're learning. So we need a bit of both. That's for sure. But a good knowledge of grammar really goes a long way in all languages. The structures have to be the same because every language needs words. Every language needs adjectives and verbs and pronouns. Those are the 9 parts of speech. So here we go. So how should we start today? You know what? I've got here a song by... I've got it online, by Salvatore Adamo, called Tombe la neige. Okay? I won't be able to show you, but I'm going to try to, read the lyrics in a singing way and see what happens. Tombe la neige. Tombe la neige, tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Tombe la neige et mon cœur s'habille de noir. Ce soyeux cortège, tout en larmes blanches, l'oiseau sur la branche pleure le sortilège. Tu ne viendras pas ce soir, me crie mon désespoir, mais tombe la neige, impassible manage. Tombe la neige, tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Tombe la neige, tout est blanc de désespoir, triste certitude, le froid et l'absence, cet odieux silence, blanche solitude. Tu ne viendras pas ce soir, me crie mon désespoir, mais tombe la neige, impassible manège, mais tombe la neige, impassible manège. I'll also give you the translations, just the snow falls, you will not come tonight, the snow falls, and my heart dresses in black. This silky procession, all in white tears, the bird on the branch cried a spell, you will not come tonight. Cries me my despair, but the snow falls, impassive ride, the snow falls, you will not come tonight. The snow falls, everything is white with despair, sad certainty, the cold and the absence, this odious silence, white loneliness, you will not come tonight. Cries me my despair, but the snow falls, impassive ride, but the snow falls, impassive ride. So that's the translation. Now, how could I do this? All you have to do is go to Salvatore Adamo, go to Google, go to lyrics, pick them up, listen to him, and practice the songs. So I'll be using quite a lot of Salvatore Adamo's songs. He's of Italian background, who migrated with his family to Belgium. He became a Belgian citizen, and he is very well known for his songs in French, and of course Italian too. So he's had quite a lot of success. He's got a good voice. That's it. And I've done it. So don't forget YouTube and your willingness to learn is what counts. The lyrics are important because they give you the pronunciation, and you don't need anyone there when you're singing on your own. In the kitchen, when you're cooking, whatever, you just practice the French. Okay, so like I've just done before, like I've done now. Now I'm going to go to my, where is it? Here it is. Oh gosh, never mind. That's why I'm a bit late, because I was looking at what I was doing, and I got to the Spanish, and I got involved in what am I going to do today, sort of thing, how I'm going to approach it, and that's the part. But we go back to Simone fait bonne impression. Hello, Archie Fusillo. Grazie that you're coming on. Scene 9 of Simone fait bonne impression. I've got these books here. They are available online from insegna.com, and I am actually, using these in classes as well. The Les Femmes Parlent Trop, I finished, and you can look at the previous lessons in order for you to access that particular book. And so and they're both for, they're one-act comedy for beginning students. And all you need is someone else who wants to learn French, and you can practice it. So this is scene 9 now. And first of all, I will read it first, and then we'll do it again. So the first thing one should do always is to read it. Just to read it and listen to what I'm saying now. Madame Jolivet, entrant. Tout est prêt? Regardons. Est-ce mon salon à moi que je contemple? Madame Roussel, mais oui, ma chère amie, et maintenant, il est près de 5 heures. Je dois m'en aller. Marguerite, oh, je vous en prie, madame, restez. Cela fera bon effet d'avoir une amie distinguée. Sophie entre avec des gâteaux. S'il vous plaît, madame Roussel. Madame Roussel, alors je veux bien. Sophie, allez me chercher mon ouvrage, la broderie, pas le tricot. etc. And says, Sophie sort, Madame Roussel s'assoit à gauche de la table, Madame Jolivet et Marguerite sont sur le canapé. Madame Jolivet, il n'y a rien comme une bonne amie pour alléger nos peines, pour adoucir nos misères. Elle comprend nos petites faiblesses et loin de les blâmer. Elle les encourage. Sophie rentre et donne la broderie à Madame Roussel. Madame Roussel, jetant un coup d'œil à Madame Jolivet, mais faisant comme si elle parlait à Sophie. Chut! Coupe de sonnette, Sophie répond à la porte. Now, can I be frank with you? I've been away for a month. I've forgotten who these people were. So let's have a look first, before we do anything else. Let's look at the personnage. Huh? Here we go. These are the personnages. Simone Jolivet, âgée de 20 ans, 20-year-old Simone, Madame Jolivet, sa mère, Monsieur Jolivet, son père, Marguerite Jolivet, sa sœur plus jeune, less than 20, Madame Roussel, Madame Bérangère, Madame Parzi, des voisines, the neighbors. Marcel Dencourt, jeune homme de 23 ans. Good for Simone, obviously. Sophie, une bonne servant, you know. André, un concierge, you know that. Picard et Jacques, they're the sons of the concierge, of André. Okay, so we know now this particular scene 9, we have Madame Jolivet, Madame Roussel, Marguerite, Madame Jolivet, and Madame Roussel. Here we go. Okay, so who was Madame Roussel? Do you remember? I don't. Madame Roussel, she's a neighbor, one of the neighbors. Madame Jolivet. Tout est prêt. Everything is ready. Regardons, looking. Est-ce que c'est mon salon à moi que je contemple? Is this my lounge room that I'm contemplating for myself? Is this where we're going to stay? And Madame Roussel says, mais oui, ma chère amie. But of course, my dear friend. Et maintenant, and for the moment, il est près de 5 heures. It's almost 5 o'clock. Je dois m'en aller. Madame Roussel has to leave. So she says, I'm going, okay? Je dois m'en aller. I have to leave. Marguerite, who's Marguerite? You remember? Do you remember Marguerite? Marguerite Jolivet. So she's Madame Jolivet's daughter. So, oui, j'en prie. And she says, Madame Roussel says, I've got to go. So Madame Roussel is the voisine, is the neighbor. Okay, Marguerite. See, we've got to come back to the play. You have to make it your own. Oh, je vous en prie. I pray you, Madame, stay a little bit longer, you know, stay here. Cela fera bon effet d'avoir une amie distinguée. It'll be good to have here a very distinguished friend. That's the daughter. Sophie entre avec des gâteaux. So Sophie comes in with some cakes. So who's Sophie? You remember? She's the sister. Is she the sister? We don't remember. So let's check it out. Sophie, une bonne. No, she's not the sister. Who is she? She's the helper. Une bonne. Bonne. Huh? Oh, well, never mind. We can find out afterwards. When you got a word like that and you can't remember what it means, but there's another way. See, behind all this, and we'll do the vocabulary together, and we'll find what a bon is by going to the back of the book. And we look at bon, Bonne, made. La bonne. Here it is. See that? La bonne. Made. So this vocabulary here we're going to go through. This is part of this particular one-act play, and it'll be very good for you to actually look at that first before you actually go into this play as well. So we're going to do some of it today. Okay, so Madame Roussel, Madame Jolivet, s'il vous plaît, Madame Roussel, if you please, Madame Roussel. So Madame Roussel says, alors, je veux bien. Okay, yes, I'd like that very much, Sophie. Allez me chercher mon ouvrage. Go and look for my work. La broderie, pas le tricot. La broderie. What's broderie? Okay, so we don't know. We look up the word up at the back. La broderie. Here we are. Embroidery. Okay, the embroidery. Le tricot. So you have to go to the tricot. Further back, and you go look up T, tricot. Okay, there it is, tricot. Knitting. So she wants the embroidery, not the knitting. Okay, so that there was a bit of a problem there with words that you have to check out the words when you do this. La broderie politico. A good idea would be to underline with a pencil the words that you don't know. Sophie sort. Sophie goes out. Madame Roussel s'assoit. She sits down à gauche on the left of the table. Madame Jolivet and Marguerite sont sur le canapé. So mother and daughter are on the lounge room. The lounge. The couch. Madame Jolivet. Il n'y a rien comme une bonne amie pour alléger nos peines. There's nothing better than a good friend to lighten up our problems. Pour adoucir nos misères, to sweeten our miseries. Elle comprend nos petites faiblesses. She understands our small faiblesse, feeble, whatever we do wrong. Faiblesse. Again, if you can't remember the word, again, let's have a look at the word. Faiblesse. Faiblesse. There it is. Faiblesse. Le feuillet. Faiblesse. It's not there, but it's faible should be there. La faiblesse. The weaknesses. There it is. There. Okay? La faiblesse. So, they sweeten our weaknesses. Elle loin de les blâmer, elle comprend une petite, elle loin de, and away and far away from blaming, they encourage us. Isn't that beautiful, friend? Sophie rentre et donne la broderie à Madame Roussel. So Sophie comes back and gives the embroidery to Madame Roussel so she can talk and work at the same time. Madame Roussel, jetant un coup d'œil à Madame Jolivet, looking at, throwing her eye, her sight towards Madame Jolivet, mais faisant comme si elle parlait, but as if she's speaking to Sophie. Chut, quiet, coup de sonnette, the bell rings. Sophie répond à la porte. Sophie goes to the door. And that's scene 9. Scene 10 is here. There are a few more scenes for this one here, this particular Simone fait bonne impression, and I will be using this in my lessons as well. So anyone who wants the books, they're here for now until the last copy, and then that's it. Then we'll see what happens after that. Okay, so that's it for now. For Simone for bonne impression. And now, what do I do now? I will do one more song. Do you remember this one here? Where do I put my water? Oh, yes, I better come back to you. Here we are. Did you enjoy that? Now, I pretended as if I didn't know, which I didn't really. No, I had to remember. Oh, Dean Canaan. Oh, I'm very happy that you're on. This is La Vie en Rose in French, made famous by Edith Piaf. And today, Tom Padula will revise it because I've been doing it for the last, for my last term, which is good. Okay, I'll give you the words as well. I might as well, you might as well have a look at the words, and we'll sing it together. I'll sing it here. You can do it at home. Okay. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand il me prend de ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Des suites d'amour à plus finir, un grand bonheur qui prend sa place, des ennuis, des chagrins s'effacent, heureux, heureux à en mourir. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est toi pour moi, moi pour toi dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens dans moi mon cœur qui bat. La 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 la. I love that. I know. I'm dealing with professionals. What's Tom Padula doing? He can't sing. Well, I do my best. That's all I can say. And the reason why I'm singing today, even without music, is because people told me in the past when I was organising, my choirs in my theatre, etc. You can't sing, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I challenged them, and I've done everything that they said I couldn't do. Badly, but I've done it. The next one will be a bit of practice, the French. So, 11:52. Now, I said I was going to do a bit from Parlons. This is another book. I've only got a few copies of this now. Parlons français, okay? So, this book here, and Première Leçon. And I'm on page 6. And there is a little bit here, which I want to do. And then, and then we'll go to the Spanish. I'll do a bit long. I'll go a bit longer today. I feel in the mood, okay? So, here we are. I'm going to read it with you. Monsieur Baudry est dans une cabine téléphonique à Paris. Il parle au téléphone et écrit dans son agenda. Il téléphone au renseignement et demande le numéro de téléphone d'un ami à Londres. Dans son agenda, il écrit le numéro de téléphone de son ami et son adresse en Angleterre. Now, this is to speak French. People in my classes, because I was doing a lot of the grammar, said, oh, but we come here to speak French. Yeah, but if you only read it and do these little things for an hour or so, you'll never learn French. You need to do the grammar, but you need to practice 5 minutes a day. That's all we need. And can I say this again? Adults learn French. Adults can learn French better than children. The children need the environment to pick up the words, etc. But an adult already speaks another language, has got the conceptual understanding of how language works. So it's only a question of training. And if you don't live in the country, you got Buckley's chance and none to really speak like a Frenchman. But you can get a lot of satisfaction from learning the language because it's a challenge. Like it's a challenge for the French to learn English or to learn Italian or to learn Spanish. So it's not impossible. The adults, but a lot of adults explain it's all, I can't learn, adults can't learn. That's been a myth all along. It's really got to do with practice. And then you get there. Okay, questions. I'm just going to read the questions and I'll go to the French. Okay, here we go. Est-ce que la cabine téléphonique est à Londres? Où est Monsieur Baudry? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Est-ce qu'il téléphone à son ami? Qu'est-ce qu'il demande? Où est son ami? Qu'est-ce que Monsieur Baudry écrit dans son agenda? Conversation. You want to converse. Qui êtes-vous? Who are you? Êtes-vous dans une cabine téléphonique? They don't exist anymore. We've got little telephones. Où êtes-vous? Êtes-vous à Paris? Non, je suis à Melbourne. Êtes-vous à ville où se donne la classe? Etc. Êtes-vous devant le professeur? Qui est-ce? Où est-il? Où est-elle? Est-elle dans une gare? Est-elle à Londres? Est-elle qu'il est votre ami? I think gare is a station. Où est votre carnet, agenda? Carnet is, again, a notebook. Est-ce que c'est votre parapluie? Parapluie, that's the umbrella. C'est monsieur, mademoiselle, et ça, est-ce que c'est son sac de voyage? There you are. Now, this book here is very good for just speaking, very easy. And also, I would say, you can almost copy the writing. When we do the grammar, you can start writing little short sentences in French. All right, so that's it for today. I had 2 more songs. I might do 1 more, actually. Because Dean Canan is on, I might as well show it to you, Dean. Okay, this is Rien de Rien, Edith Piaf, and you have got such a wonderful voice, you'll be able to sing in French and add to the multicultural nature of our Italian clubs. Nothing wrong with giving them a Spanish song, a French song, an English song, an Italian song, Chinese, Turkish, Russian, all can come. Tutto fa brodo. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal. Tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. C'est payé, balayé, oublié. Je me fous du pas, je me fous du pas, je me fous du passé. I didn't get that right. Avec mes souvenirs, j'ai allumé le feu. Mes chagrins, mes plaisirs, je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours avec leurs trémolos. Balayer pour toujours, je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal. Tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Car ma vie, car mes joies, aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi. Well, that's that one there. There's another one which I'm not going to do today because I want to do French, Spanish now. The lyrics of Allez, venez, Milva, and this Milva made it famous as well, okay? And in Italian. So it's 11:59. I was a little bit late, but I've got enough time now for the Spanish. Now, what do I remember of Spanish after 1 month of being away? You remember that we did a few things in Spanish. For example, let's check it out, okay? Let's check out what I remember. Do we remember the numbers, okay? I'm not going to look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 días. 11, 12, 3, no, I better do it again. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm looking at, you're going to need the resources when you do this. But you don't need the books. You can look them up, Spanish words online. You know, if you want to do it, that's your responsibility, not the teacher. Okay? So here we go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, could be, 12 or 12, 13, 14, 15, and then you got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28, 29, 30. And Marie Ocean Jeremy. Okay, welcome to you too. It's good to have you all back listening to me doing the French. I'm struggling, by the way. What can I do? With the Spanish, oof. What about the days of the week? Do I remember them? Here we go. Do I remember them? Lunes, martes, miércoles. I have to cheat here now. Jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Okay? So you need the revision until you own this language. That the only bit of the language that you will ever learn is what you own, without the aid of anything. And it's la primavera, what is it? L'estate is el verano, el otoño, el invierno. And then, of course, the months of the year, enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. And we also did, if you remember, the colors. We did the colors: negro, blanco, gris, color arena, marrón, amarillo, naranja, rojo, rosa, violeta, azul, verde, oro, plata, oscuro, clara. And that's that. Now, I will only do one more thing for Spanish because, you know, that's to show that you can actually learn to read without, I don't understand what I'm going to read now, and I'm going to show you how quickly I can read it, even though I don't speak the language at all. I've never spoken Spanish before. Here we go. And I'll put it on. Maybe you won't be able to see it, but Anyway, this is it. I have to look. Para el préstamo de Raquel y Vidas. Maybe I'll just do one paragraph. Para vivir en exilio, el Cid necesitaba dinero para su mesnada. A mesnada is the troops. Le dijo a Martín Antolinés, necesito tanto dinero y la única manera de conseguirlo es así. Lena de arena, 2 arcas hasta los bordes para que sean muy pesadas. Cubrelas con ricos cueros rojos y celalas, con clavos dorados. Levalas donde Raquel y Vidas. Now there are 2 people here. There are Jewish moneylenders. And, in the 15th century, the 13th century, when El Cid was written, even 13th century, the Christians and the Muslims, they weren't allowed to charge interest on money lent. So problems occurred as a result. Let's go on. Diles que ya no puedo comprar nada en Burgos y tampoco puedo llevar los cofres conmigo. Es preciso que los empeño por lo que me puedan dar. Lleva los cofres de noche y con gran sigilo. No puedo hacer más y lo hago muy a mi pesar. How's that, huh? Did you see that? Now, what do you do when you want to learn the other language? It's easy. You have to actually read aloud. And you make mistakes, so what? When you sing, you make a couple of notes wrong, so what? You can correct it next time. Revision, revision, revision. That's how people become perfect. Then you have to remember when people interrupt you. I've been in theatre, so I've had to learn very big parts sometimes. So you can stay on stage for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you can know it all. No problems at all. However, you need to practice. In order to practice even a small part in theatre, I had to walk for 6 months around Princess Park. But you then forget. You go back to rehearsals, bang, you forget. And the same with language. I've been away for a month. I haven't done any French or Spanish. I'm rusty even with the way I approach the actual language. But what I learned because of it, because of being away, is that my passion is still here. My willingness to learn is still here. And I have things in place. I have Insegna.com, and I have to work, to try to make a few sales. Not many, because people don't come and buy books. You're lucky, and somebody like Benny Lochura is here too. Well done. Antonio Carlos Zacaria, very good. Okay, my good friends, the writers of books. It's hard, so you got to give them to the large worldwide, national publishers. But when you're small, but you're free. That's if you try to do everything, then there are limitations to what you can do. And on that note, I want to thank you all for coming back today. I've really enjoyed seeing that people have come back. I apologize for being a few minutes late. As I said, I was looking at the Spanish. But don't forget that this Sunday from 3:30 till 5 o'clock, I'll be at Federazione Lucana for my monthly. I'll be there for a month, every month, once a month, for an hour and a half to meet people who want to come and see me. My friends from, I know some people live far away. You don't have to. I mean, I just need a few people because I want to do some singing of Italian songs with them. And eventually, maybe we can meet somewhere else, in a more, in a good atmosphere. For now, it's all rehearsal, once a month. It's not no big deal. Okay, on that note, gracias. Thank you for your company. Muchos gracias. Okay, au revoir. From Tom Padula, of TomPadulaTV on YouTube, and of course, Insegna Booksellers. Ciao.